Karibuni sana watazamaji wa Ezra Christian TV na hasa wa show ya Chumba cha Mawaidha. Tumerejea tena katika studio. Tumechukua muda kidogo, shughuli zilipamba na tena pia tukachukua likizo kidogo. Burnout ilikuwa inanyemelea. Na nashukuru kwamba sasa tumerudi na nguvu na tutaweza kuendelea kuwafahamisha kama kawaida yetu. Na katika studio leo tuko na mshauri nasaha Mwalimu Eliud ambaye amekuja ili tuweze kuzungumzia mapana na marefu kuhusu psychology of motivation. Nini hasa inakuchochea? Kuna wakati mwingine unaamka umebambika yako yote, unataka kwenda kazini, hata unataka kufika mapema. Lakini kuna wakati mwingine wale ambao wameweka alarm unapiga inapiga hapo, hata kwanza kwenda kufinya ndio uzime inakuwa ni ngumu, sababu tayari umechoka yako yote, hauna jambo lolote ambalo linakuchochea. Leo tunazungumzia kuweza kujua ni nini hasa huleta mambo kama hayo na vile ambavyo tunaweza endelea kusalia pale pale. Huyu ni Bazuu wise man ambaye mnampenda, na karibuni sana. Wale ambao ni wageni, tunaomba kwamba uweze kulike show na pia uweze kufinya hiyo subscription na pia kubonyeza hiyo kengele, ndio wakati tunapoleta show kama hizi wewe hausalii kuwa nyuma, unakuwa uko mbele. Kwa hivyo karibuni sana. Napenda kualika mshauri nasaha Eliud aweze kuwasalimia na aweze kuambia hizo siku kadhaa ambazo alikuwa wapi. Karibu.
Asante Bazuu. Mimi nimekuwa salama.
Naam.
And I've been well.
Asante.
Just pilika za hapa na kule. To continue helping people who are psychologically struggling, having some mental health issues. So nimekuwa tu katika pilika za mental health.
Asante. Yes. Hata umenikumbusha kwamba karibu juma mbili, I think it was 10th of October, ilikuwa ni siku rasmi ambayo imetambuliwa ni dunia nzima kama siku ya ugonjwa wa kiakili. Na ni jambo ambalo limekita mizizi na limepanuka na watu wengine hata waelewi. Juzi tulikuwa tumezungumzia kuhusu takwimu zikisema in watu 10 utapata mmoja ako na uwezekano kwamba ako na akili, ako na ugonjwa wa fikra. Kwa hivyo walikuwa naadhimisha na tulikuwa tufanye show kama hiyo, lakini tutaifanya baadaye. Lakini wacha tuangalie ile ambao tumekuja kuzungumzia hapa leo. Nini hasa uchochea watu? How are people motivated? Na tungependa mtazamaji aelewe what motivation is.
People are motivated by different things, different perceptions, and different situations and circumstances and experiences in general, and even environments, because we are all very different. We are all wired different. And when we are talking about motivation, I would say that motivation is that which fuels you or skyrockets you or pushes you to be able to do something. So the force that triggers, not really sustains, but the force that triggers the desire and the will to do something. So that which now triggers that, like ignites, good. Let's talk about ignite. So even in awasha sasa, that which ignites, then that's what we can call motivation. Because even when you're driving a car, when after igniting, the key doesn't stay in that position, at the ignition position. The moment you release it, it goes back. Yes. So the motivation is now that position of igniting, and then now after the igniting, motivation pulls back. And now, what now we call discipline steps in. So motivation is that which ignites you, that which gives you the fire, that drive to walk towards something, to walk toward achieving something, to walk toward talking about something, or whatever kind of an environment you are in. And so now, because now that is dependent on which direction you want to take. After the ignition, I'm personally ignited to go to the direction of mental health. Where we're ignited to go to the direction of maybe church service and all that.
Yeah.
Someone else is ignited to go towards leadership.
True.
Another person is ignited to go. So we are all in the same parking lot, but everybody have their own car. So when I ignite, I'm headed to town. You are headed to Thika. Someone else is headed to Kisumu. The other one is headed. So, and that's now the different directions of motivation.
Kwa hivyo inamaanisha kwamba kule ambaye natutazama na labda anauliza swali ni kwamba inategemea sana mambo fulani.
Yeah.
Ndio ikuchochee kwenda kufanya jambo fulani.
Yes.
Na kwa wengi labda mtu hapo nje anadhania, labda anasema, wengine labda wananiambia Bazuu, si kawaida kama unafanya kazi na upati na upati pesa, basi hauwezi kuwa unang'ang'ana asubuhi kutoka uende. Sijui kama unaweza kuelezea watu kwamba si pesa sana huwa inafanya mtu amke aende kazi. Kuna mengine hasa, na labda uweze kuratibu ni nini hasa ni zaidi hata ya malipo yale ambayo unapata.
That's true, because there are so many people who are dependent on external motivation, the external reward, for them to keep showing up. But the external reward is very short-lived, because it can run out in supply. And now there's what we call intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. So intrinsic motivation is the motivation that comes from within. You are motivated to do something, not necessarily because of the results, but because of the love of doing it. You keep showing up, not necessarily because there's something you're getting from it that's very tangible, but because of the love of showing up, the love of doing that. And even in the love of doing it, your major goal is not to get the monetary reward, but maybe there's another form of reward that you get, like maybe a feel of purpose, satisfaction, fulfillment. That may be a strong desire within you to show up for humanity, to change lives, you know?
Yeah.
So there's something else that you're getting, but it's not in a tangible presence. Like it's not something that you can say, here it is, like money.
Kama kwa mfano tu labda tupeana, umezungumzia kuhusu maksudi fulani.
Yes.
Kama ndio njia ambayo inaweza kuchochea. Na tukipeana mfano wa mama kama Mama Teresa. Mama Teresa alikuwa ametoka kwa familia ambao ilikuwa ni watu ambao walikuwa na mali. Lakini yeye alitamani kuweza kuhudumia watu wale ambao hawana. Kwa hivyo unaona huyo si pesa. Lakini ni sababu alikuwa na maksudi ya kuona kwamba watu wale kidogo ni wadhaifu, wanakosa chakula, wanakosa mahali pa kukaa. Akaona hiyo ni kazi ambayo anaweza kufanya kama ni mfano. Kwa hivyo kwa njia moja, na ndio ule ambaye ametuambia kwamba ndio pesa inaweza, lakini ni zaidi ya pesa, sababu kuna wale ambao wana pesa lakini mambo kama hayo haiwezi kuwa, sababu tayari yeye ana pesa. Anaweza kuwa haiwezi kuwa motivated ni pesa.
That's true. That's true. And sometimes you even go to the extent of looking at the motive of someone, because personally I've gone through a few stories here and there, and especially now you mentioned Mother Teresa, and sometimes I'm like, this is really more of glorified poverty and suffering in poverty and all that, but let's not go there. There are people who are motivated from within, not necessarily because of what they are getting from something. But now, we are living in a society which is more dependent on the outward reward for them to keep showing up. I can't go and do the surgery. There's the salary not yet in my account, so no surgery. There's a child who is dying, and there's an emergency needed. No, wait. The emergency can wait because we are also waiting for the messages, for the payment messages to show up. So there are so many people, and it's not that it's their fault. It's just that that's the best the society has done so far. Because the society, from very young age, they start conditioning you. The very first moment they start asking you, what would you like to become when you grow up? So that's the very moment of conditioning that your growing up should be attached to something. Your motivation to grow up, your motivation to be alive, your motivation to do something should always be attached to a career, should be attached to this, to that, to that. And now when you get into the career, you're not doing the career for the purpose of the career, you're doing the career for the purpose of marketability, for the purpose of employability. And so it's always, you're always looking out to why you should keep showing up. And that's very short-lived. But now when we talk about the intrinsic motivation, that motivation which comes from
kutoka na ndani.
Yes, it may also be fueled by something external, but it is not dependent on that external thing for sustainability.
Asante.
You know, so it is fueled by external, but it is not sustained by the external. Even when the external reward from that whatever the person is doing, even without the external reward, the person keeps showing up. Because now there's the part where I need to pay bills, yes. You know, I need the money to pay bills, there's rent to pay, I need to eat, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, there's also a part of me from within. Yes, that tells me, remember you love doing this. So you've not paid me for a whole 1 year, but I've been trying to do a few businesses here and there, and then I keep showing up. Not necessarily because of the money or anything, but because there's something else that I from within, I really want, I love doing this, I want to do this.
Asante. Mtazamaji, tunazungumzia kuhusu psychology of motivation, ama ni nini hasa ukuchochea uweze kufanya kazi fulani. Na tulitangulia na kusema kwamba mara nyingi watu wana huo mshawasha wa kuweza kuanza kufanya jambo fulani. Lakini ikifika labda baada ya mwezi mmoja ama mwaka ama miaka miwili, inakuwa sasa ile mshawasho ulikuwa nayo haipo tena. Na inatakana bado uendelee. Kama mshauri na saa amepeana mfano kwamba labda unafanya kazi ndio uweze kulipa ama kulipia watoto karo na mambo kama hayo. Lakini inafika mahali hilo ndio jambo ambalo ulianza nalo. Lakini sasa imefika mahali pale ndani labda umekwazwa na mambo kama hayo, inafanya sasa hata tena hauwezi kuwa na ile mshawasha ama kuchochewa kuweza kufanya kazi hiyo. Basi lazima ile jambo napata sahihi mshauri na sani kwamba lazima uwe na balance. Ni kama mwanafunzi ambaye anataka kupata alama ya A, anaweza kuambia ni mwalimu lazima usome kwa bidii ndio uweze kupata. Na asome kwa bidii, lakini ndani yake hana haja, ni vile tu kwa hivyo ni vyema tuweze kuwa na haya mambo mawili. Na umezungumzia kwamba misukumo ni aina mbili, hii ambayo inatoka kutoka nje na ile ambayo inatoka ndani. Na ni vyema kama unafanya jambo lolote uwe una hizo balance, unajua vile ambavyo unacheza kwa zote mbili na ndio uweze kuendelea. Ningependa sasa tuende kwa awamu nyingine, tuseme kuna wale ambao wana changamoto za kusalia hapo. Tutawasaidia namna gani?
The moment, because we have said motivation is only needed to do the ignition. So if you keep the key on the ignition position, and then you don't release the key, then you not even have enough strength to hold on to the steering wheel. You not even be able to focus on the brakes and the accelerator pedal or whatever. So you need to ignite with motivation, and then not depend on motivation, and then immediately shift to discipline. So if this shift from motivation to discipline is delayed, then this person finds themselves in a position where they need constantly the motivation, And they are only able to do the thing in the presence of motivation. You take off the motivation, they sleep.
Oh, no, yeah.
You for a moment, you take off the motivation, you don't keep supplying the motivation, that's the end. They don't continue doing whatever they are supposed to do. So this timely shifting from motivation to discipline is the most important part. That now I need to understand that at some point I will need to do what's uncomfortable for me by the end of the day to get the comfortable results that I want. Because sometimes, and most times in life, the comfortable results usually come from the uncomfortable work that you put, the input.
No pain, no gain.
Yes. Yes. So the uncomfortable input usually brings the comfortable output. So those people who get stuck at the very initial stages of starting or initiating to do something, then it is because now they want to become dependent on motivation for them to be able to progressively show up. But then the motivation is a fire that dies periodically. It's a fire that shows up, goes off, shows up, go off. But the beauty of discipline is this. It may be very slow in setting up, in the takeoff. It may be very slow, but it is progressive. The motivation is on and off. Today you wake up, you feel motivated, and then you are doing everything, you are chatting, you are showing up, you are making business calls, you are replying to emails and all that. Tomorrow you wake up, you don't feel like doing anything. Today I don't feel like doing anything, nothing at all. So you just don't want to do anything, you just want to stay in the house and do totally nothing. So that day when you don't feel like doing anything, if now you are not able to now open the box of discipline, and now because the motivation is gone today, tell the discipline, discipline seems like today our guy is not around, so you need to step in.
True, yeah.
Now if you are not able now to bring in discipline where motivation fails, then now you'll be stuck in that position. So then that person needs to understand this, that motivation is not what keeps you going. Motivation is what starts you off. And then discipline takes over. And then now, with the time you come to realize that discipline by itself sustains the motion, because discipline creates motivation. Because you started off with motivation, like for example, let's say you want to lose weight. Motivation comes from maybe a friend motivating you to do it. Do it, I will actually even pay for the first 1 month, or I'll do this, I'll do that, and then you're motivated, do this, you can do better, blah, blah, blah. Now the motivation happens.
True.
And then now, if you actually go for that 1 month, and then because the motivation, which was maybe someone paying the gym fee for you, ilikuchochea ukaanza. So after this 1 month, there's no intrinsic motivation from within for you to now pay for the second month and continue paying and continue showing up. You stop showing up. But now the beauty of discipline is this: if you show up the first month, which has been out of motivation, a product of motivation, and then you work so hard within that 1 month, and then by the end of the 1 month you're like, by then I've been able to lose 10 kg. Now the discipline generates motivation. You need to go to the second month. After the second month of discipline now, which has been fueled by the motivation, which was created by discipline. Then now after the second month, you're like, I've lost another 5 kg. Okay, good. Discipline has created motivation, and so now the cycle starts now repeating itself. It's discipline today. The next minute, out of discipline comes motivation. Out of discipline, because
hivyo ni kama zinapishana.
Yes,
unapata unachochewa, alafu hapa nidhamu.
Good.
Unachochewa, tena nidhamu. Sasa zile nidhamu inaenda kuisha, uchochezi unaingia tena.
So that now even the day, the month, when you show up to the gym and you don't even reduce even a single kg, you actually add 2.
Bado unachochewa.
That month,
kurejea, kuendelea.
Good. That month, you might decide to show up the next month because of the motivation which came from the last 2 months of losing 10 kg. You'll be like, maybe it's because of this and that, but now you remember us 2 months ago I lost 10, so maybe then let me keep showing up. Let me keep showing up. So it's usually that shifting and alternation between motivation and discipline, motivation and discipline. But now, if this discipline is not intrinsic, is not coming from you, yes, again it becomes a very big challenge for you to be able to sustain it, because sustainability is the key. It's not starting the thing; it is sustaining it, and that's what most people fail to factor in when they're actually starting something. It's okay, it's so beautiful to start something. You can start as high as you want, but the big question is, how high can I be here?
True.
For how long can I sustain this position? Well, I'll start very high. Like sometimes, because now we are in a media space.
Yes.
There's a certain TV station that I used to go to. It was somewhere in Kahawa, Sukari hapo. So they started very high. You know, they have cameras. There's 10 employees. They are going live everywhere. You know, munaenda reception kwanza munapewa chai na mikate nini. Like it's so nice. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But they didn't go past 3 months. After 3 months, you know, we are running out of money. we are this, we are that. This is happening, that is happening now, and then the whole thing is crossed now. You see? So something that was very promising after a very short while, dead. So they started with a very high note of motivation. Why? Because maybe this person alikuwa amekaa chini na wacha nikwambie by the way, unaona TV, ukiinvest tu kwa TV, uwekelee 2 million hapo. In the next 5 months, hiyo 2 million itakuwa imerudi kwa inazana. Because utafanya hivi, utapata brands, utapata nini, watu watakuja adverts na nini money, and then after 3 months nothing is coming. And you are like, nothing is coming, and now the initial investment is gone. So guys, let's go home. Asante.
Naona mtazamaji mmoja ameniuliza, amekuwa akitamani, amekuwa akifanya kazi na pale kwa kazi watu panda ngazi sababu ya masomo. Na yeye wakati alikuwa pale akisoma, alisoma kwa shida nyingi sana. Sasa ana imagine kurudi kazi shule. Sasa ameuliza hapo, Bazuu nisaidie. Niweze nipate hiyo motisha, niweze sasa tena kurudi. Sababu pale ukisha soma upite, ukuje upeane hizo shahada zako, hawana kuongezea mamlaka. Na sasa amekaa, watu wametoka wamekuja juzi na wamekuja wamesoma na wakapata. Sasa inamuuma. Mtu kama huyo unaweza nini hasa inaweza kumfanya aweze kuchochewa ndio afanye jambo kama hilo?
You see now, in this case then, this person is putting going back to school and the benefits that come with kuongezewa mamlaka, this person is putting it on a way balance. And somehow, going back to school is higher in the possibilities of not. But now I also want the reward, but this one. So akizifanya hivi but now going back to school seems to have more weight than actually getting the promotion. But now you see, the most important question this person should be asking themselves is this: what do I want from the promotion? I don't want to go back.
The why question.
Yes, it's the why. So why do I want the promotion? Okay, I want the promotion because it comes with some good money.
True.
Okay, is there another way that I can be able to get this extra money without going back to school? Because if a school for me is a no, and what I want from promotion is a fatter pay slip, then how can I fatten my pay slip without going back to school? Maybe this person can be like, okay, fine, I need an extra income. I need an extra source of income. So maybe I'm going to set up a business. I don't have to go back to school. Or maybe if I'm in a position, I can get a second job, which is not going to require me to go back to school. So if I was being paid 50,000, and a promotion is going to come with an extra 20,000, and this extra 20,000, and you see now, this some of the calculations that people don't do. Okay, I want the promotion, but it has to come with a master's certificate. You see? So what am I getting from the promotion? I'm getting an extra 20,000. How much school fees will I need to go back to school? Maybe probably I'm going to use like 500,000. How long is it going to take me to get back my 500,000 with a profit of going back to school?
True.
Because maybe you have 10 years to retirement. And then you're telling yourself now, I need to get the promotion. And then you go back to school, you use 1 million. And then after, of course, the school is going to take you 2 years.
True.
To do the masters. By the time you are done with the masters, you have 8 years.
8 years remaining.
How much extra am I getting from the promotion? I'm getting 20,000. So 20,000, how many years do I need to get back my 1 million? So there's a very high possibility you go back to school, use 1 million, come back, get promoted, but by the time you are retiring, you have recovered only 500,000. So you wasted your money, you wasted your
Kwa hivyo ile jambo muhimu ambao mtu kama huyu ambaye anapima latiri ya kurudi shule na kuendelea kukaa ni kuweza kujua ni kwa nini.
What do I want?
Okay.
What do I want from the promotion? Okay, this is what I want. Is it very welcoming? Is it very inviting? Okay, fine. Yes, it is. Okay, and there's no way I'm going back to school because when it comes to class and exams and all that, I will die. Within the 2 years, I'll be in ICU. I'm not operating. My life is disabled. Okay, we don't want you to get a disability. So please, can you get this which you are to get from promotion from somewhere else without now going back to school?
Na sasa tuangalie pande hiyo nyingine. Iwe akienda shule itakuwa ni ya manufaa makubwa sana zaidi ya kama hajaenda shule. Mtu kama huyo anaweza pata ushauri gani ili aweze sasa kufanya maamuzi? Sababu akienda shule akirejea pesa hizo atazipata. Labda ni kijana ambaye labda aliingia kazi akiwa na miaka kama 20 na sasa amepata kwamba akikuwa promoted na yuko na miaka kama ndio ameingia 4th floor, ako na miaka kama 45. Bado ako na miaka mingine ya kuweza kuendelea kufanya kazi na itamletea pesa. Lakini ako na hiyo changamoto ya kuweza kufanya maamuzi. Utamwelezea namna gani?
My advice would be, if you want to go back to school, go back to school, but not solely for the purpose of the
ile benefit ambayo ama zawadi ile ambayo
yes, for the purpose of promotion.
Labda usome tu kwa minajili ya kufanya uwe mtu ambaye umeelimika na unaweza fanya kazi vizuri.
Or even better, look for a course which is closely related to this, but it can still benefit you after retirement. So that now, after the retirement, this extra course is now the course that you've done is now going to push you even after the years of employment. So maybe, for example, you're in the field of, let's say, human resource. You see, with human resource, if you want to do something extra, you can go back and decide to do psychology. Psychology and human resource, they come together. Because psychology relates to you being able to understand the people better. So you're doing HR, and then you go back and you do psychology. So you come back and you get promoted. After now you have retired, you're going to open an office whereby now you're going to start doing counseling. And now this is going to put you at an advantage where now you are old. With age comes, with age people perceive it as it comes with wisdom.
True.
So even if you did the course 5 years ago, and now you are 60, people will think like you have been doing that for the rest of
the last year.
So they will think now this is the most experienced person because of age, of course. So now you get even more opportunities. You're invited in churches, in conferences, in organizations and again, you have a HR background. So now you open a consultancy office that doesn't only depend on offering the HR related services, but now ushauri nasaha yenye ulifanya for the sake of the promotion, but now it is benefiting you even afterwards. So I would say if you really want to go back to school, don't go back to school simply for the purpose of promotion, because again you can go back to school and then immediately after going back to school, the company becomes bankrupt.
Hatuombi hivyo,
but it can happen. Or now like what happened recently, let's say for example you are working in an NGO as a HR, and then they tell you go back to school and then get a certificate for masters, and then we are going to promote you. Okay, you go back. The next week after you have been promoted, Trump decides that no money for donations is coming from here, and then the organization dies. The organization is closed. Now you be left bitter. Why? Because you have used all your resources and your savings to finance your education so that you can get a promotion. And then now you get another job in another organization, and then you realize that to get to be in the same position you were before you got promoted, that becomes an entry position requirement in another workplace. So unapata kwamba sasa hii masters nikienda pale pengine nitalipwa the same mshahara nilikuwa nalipwa before promotion, and it is actually the minimum requirement. But the salary does not equal to what I would have gotten with the promotion in the previous organization. And so that's why I'm saying, if you have to go back to school to do something that you are sure after I retire, I'm going to use this to be able now to sustain myself financially and even be able to do other things. Asante.
Leo wapendwa, tunazungumzia kuhusu what psychology of motivation, ama nini hasa ina kuchochea kwa jambo lolote lile. Iwe wewe ni mwanafunzi, iwe wewe ni daktari, iwe hata wewe ni mzazi, na iwe kama wewe ni kiongozi. Ni nini hasa ina kuchochea kuweza kufanya kazi hiyo? Na kuna wakati mwingine unafika inakuwa ni vigumu. Ile kazi tena ile vile ulitamani kufanya ama ulishabikia ile jambo imeshuka. Lakini unaona bado unahitaji kufanya hilo jambo. Utafanya namna gani? Na mshauri nasaa ameweza kutuambia kuna aina mbili za kuchochea. Kuna ile ambayo inatoka nje ambayo inaitwa extrinsic motivation, na pia kuna ile inatoka ndani intrinsic motivation. Na akapeana mfano ya kwamba kama ni kijana ambaye anataka kupata alama ya A kwa labda kwa subject ya hesabu, anaweza kuwa na chocheo ni mwalimu kuweza kutia bidii ndio apate hiyo alama. Lakini ingekuwa bora zaidi kama pia na yeye pia angekuwa anatamani ama anafurahia kufanya hiyo hesabu. Isiwe tu ni kuchochewa, sababu baada ya hiyo akishapata basi hana haja na mambo kama hayo. Na sasa akakuja kumalizia na kupeana mifano ya kwamba unapokuwa kama utapata kuchochewa ni jambo fulani, tuseme kama ni uko mahali ambapo umeandikwa kazi na unaona kwamba ili upande ngazi nyingine lazima urejelee pale shuleni ndio upate shahada fulani. Akasema kwamba ni vyema unapochagua shahada ile ambayo utafanya iwe ni shahada ambayo itaweza pia kukusaidia hata wakati utafika wa kustaafu. Hapo ndipo tumefikisha, na sasa nataka nirejee kwake. Nimuulize atupatie hatua ya yule itaweza kuwa si kazi, si upati shahada ili upandishwe ngazi, lakini ni unataka uchochewe kwa kazi yako tu. Labda imeshuka. Unajua kuna wakati tulipokuwa na COVID, watu kazi ziliharibika na sababu wako wanatangamana na watu na mambo kama hayo. Hata ile bidii ilipunguka, lakini mtu bado anatakana abadilike. Lazima ule na unywe. Sasa nini hasa itachochea huyo mtu ndio aanze tena, ndio arejelee tena pale alikuwa juu, alikuwa tayari ashashuka. Karibu.
Now
the steps that you can take.
The steps. There are different sources of motivation for different people. And there are people who are motivated by people around them. They give them the motivation. There are people who are motivated by the progress they are making, and so they keep doing it. There are people who are motivated by purpose, and purpose is more intrinsic, because purpose is not external, it's from within. So this person is either being motivated by someone else, people around them, like the way someone would say, that I keep showing up because I want my kids to be okay. I keep showing up because my mother needed to get the medication. That's people. So purpose now, it's what you feel from within. This is what I'm called for. This is why I am here now. This is what I should be doing. Yeah. And again, the progress, when you are motivated by probably something that you want to achieve, a goal, most of the times ahead of you. Sometimes people are pulled.
Labda ulitembelea rafiki, ulisoma na yeye lakini ukapata amejenga nyumba ya kukata na shoka. Sasa hiyo inakutia bidii ama inakuchochea, inakufanya uchochee kujenga nyumba, labda ulikuwa na plot, sasa inakubidi ung'ang'ane uweze kuona kama hiyo nyumba utajenga.
Exactly. There are people who are pulled in motivation, and there are people who are pushed in motivation. So when you are doing it because you have a sick mother, that's a push. When you are doing it because there is something you are reaching out to, that's a pull. Because it's that which is pulling you towards it. Now, to be able to get into this position of motivation, we start with the most important thing, which I had previously mentioned, which is the why needs to be clear. Because this is the fact of life. In most cases, when the why is clear, how shows up by itself. When you sit down and why you should do something is so clear, like there's no doubts into why, the how just shows up. You didn't, why is very clear, and then you wake up one morning and someone is, hi, by the way I was thinking, we can, and the how shows up.
True.
You see? So you need first of all to get the why. Why do I have to, why am I doing this? And the why should be more centralized to self. The why you are doing something, it's very good to do it for others, but when it is doing it to self, it becomes more, it increases the likelihood of you showing up and staying motivated or staying disciplined in that process. So the why needs to be clear. The other thing that you need to do, you need to break down this which you want to achieve into tiny, small moments of success, which are celebrated individually as a perfect destination in the journey. Because every step you take is a destination.
Kwa hivyo kila siku, kila uchao,
yes,
hata iwe ni jambo dogo ambao umefanya namna gani, unaishabikia na unafurahia kwamba kweli leo nimefanya ni zaidi ya vile ilikuwa jana.
Good.
Kwa hivyo ndio hatua zile ambazo zitakufikisha hapo.
Exactly. And at some point you stop counting. They say a journey of 1,000 steps starts with one step. But now I don't want you to focus on the 1,000 steps. See the first step as a complete fulfilling destination by itself. The first step, don't be quick to making it a part of 1,000. No. See it as a complete destination and fulfilling experience by itself. This is why. If you can be able to celebrate moment by moment, step by step, when you get on top, there's nothing much to celebrate. You don't get that extreme excitement that can throw you off the cliff to a moment of death. Why? You've seen people who have achieved something. They call for a party and they die in that party. Someone achieves something big, analewa, kutoka kwa hiyo siku analewa, anakosa accident, anakufa. And we were going to celebrate. Why? Because this person postponed celebrating, and now it's just like a balloon that every step it's AI. Yes, ni air unaongeza ndani, ni air unaongeza ndani, ni air unaongeza ndani. It shouldn't be an addition. It shouldn't be something you are adding to. Every step should not be adding into the end product celebration. It should actually be deducting from. If you celebrate every step, when you get to the end, you will not be celebrating 1,000 steps. No, you only be celebrating one step. The 1,000th.
Asante. Haya, twende kwa hatua
you have celebrated the rest. So now when you break it into pieces, when you break it into small moments of success, then it becomes easier to achieve and get to the end. Number 3, you need at the same time to look at the available resources and the roadmap to how you get there. You need to have a good plan to getting there.
Mpango mzuri.
Yes, because if you don't have a good plan to how you get there, then it's very easy for you to go astray at the middle of the journey without actually realizing that I'm lost.
Umetoka kwa reli.
Yes, I've deviated from the direction to the destination which I was headed to. So again, now you need a roadmap. That's the third thing. And this roadmap should be centralized in sustainability, as I had said. It shouldn't be, now I have 1 million to start. No, it's okay. Yes, you have 1 million to start. And sometimes, not all the times, sometimes all it's needed is the start. You start it, and then it goes. It runs itself. But sometimes you need to start and sustain. So as you are looking at, do I have the initial capital, initial resources, initial motivation to be able to do this? Then you also need to ask another question. How does sustainability look like? How am I going to sustain this? In the list of resources, you need to include things and people. You need to ask yourself, who can I work with
in this journey
to bring across? Who can I work with to get rid of? Because if you realize there's no way we can work with this one, from the beginning of the journey, you need to get them off. And then if you realize there's this other person who I can bring up on board, then you need to bring them on board. So resources looks like people, and even the material things, or in the roadmap, those are the things that you need. And then now, throughout the journey, throughout the journey, you need to focus your attention to not necessarily where you are going, but where you are.
True.
Because it is where the safety of where you are that is going to guarantee the results of where you are going. But if your focus is there, here, you miss here. And now, if you miss here, when you get there, it will feel empty. Because you missed this. So now you have the house. You have the car. You have the job. But you never celebrated every moment. So now when you have it all, it feels empty. Because you're asking yourself now, what was I supposed to do with this? You never celebrated the journey. So your focus should not be tomorrow. Because I was telling someone the other day, our focus on tomorrow, either tomorrow or on the past, whichever the case, but now let's focus on the future. Your focus on the next lobs what's happening on the present. So you focus on, like today is on Friday. So I focus on Saturday, today being on Friday, my focus is on Saturday. So today, I'll miss everything that is happening on Friday because I'm thinking about Saturday. Saturday comes, I'll miss everything that is happening on Saturday because I'm thinking about Sunday. Sunday comes, I'll not get anything that's happening on Sunday because I'm thinking about Monday. And now the cycle repeats itself. Guess what happens? One day, you die on a Sunday, thinking about a Monday, which will not even be alive. So you'll be thinking about how a day you'll be in mortuary will look like, how you will wake up, what you will do. But in that very moment, that the day you are thinking about, you'll not even be alive to see it. So if we can be able to celebrate here, that's the only guarantee that we'll be able to celebrate there. Yes.
Asante sana mshauri na saha. Na watazamaji wetu, mwelekezi wangu ananiambia kwamba muda ndio huo, kidogo unatupa kisogo, lakini kabla tujamalizia, ningependa mshauri na saha aweze kutupatia neno lake la mwisho, na labda pia hata andike akutupatie nambari ya simu ili yule ambaye ana haja ya kuweza kupata ushauri zaidi, hata ushauri wa ana kwa ana, basi mshauri na saha ataweza kufanya hivyo. Na mimi pia katika Ezra pia unaweza peana comments zako hapo, na sisi tukiwa hapa katika Ezra Christian TV tutaweza kujibu maswali hayo kadiri ya vile ambavyo yanatujia. Tunawashukuru sana kwa vile ambavyo mmemakinika. Naona jumbe zimeingia mingi sana. Hii ni jambo ambalo limesumbua watu wengi sana, na inakuwa wakati mwingine wanasema watu wengine wanatupa mikono, wanasema sasa lakini tutaki wewe utupe mikono, tunataka bado usadie kuwa na hiyo hali ya kuchochewa. Karibu.
A friend of mine the other day was going to buy a motivational book. And I only asked him one question that made him ask, akaenda akakula choma hiyo pesa ya motivational book. So he told me, Eliud, nataka nifike town because I need to look for a motivation book. That's nice. But I was like, okay, where did you get the money to buy the motivational book? Because motivational book are about 1,000 to 2,000 and even more. Yeah, by the way, I have 2,000. Okay, that will get you a good motivational book. Where did you get the money? Well, by the way, I've been saving that money for the last about 3 months so that I can buy a motivational book. Okay, so you've been saving money for 3 months to buy a motivational book. Don't you think you're motivated enough and the book is very unnecessary? Because if you've been if you have saved money for 3 months, you don't need motivation. You are motivated enough. Now, what you need is now discipline, so that now this motivation that you have, you can fuel it to doing that which you want the book to motivate you to do. If you have the motivation to save the money, the motivation to walk from your room all the way to town to buy a motivational book, then the book is very unnecessary. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of resources. So we need to let motivation to ignite us. And immediately after ignition, we need to set discipline in motion. We need to let the discipline to keep us in motion, to sustain the motion. So that now we can be able to, in the process of achieving, we are celebrating. In the process of getting to the destination, we take every step as a complete, fulfilling, and holistic destination by itself. And we celebrate it fully as if it is the final end product, it is the final moment. So if I can be able to celebrate this step with strength and power as if it is actually the end product, that's even what draws the end product close to me, or the end result that I want to achieve. So we need to incorporate motivation, but discipline is the only thing that can keep us in motion. So thank you so much for being with us. If you like to have a one-on-one conversation with me, I'm always available. My contact is 0713 550 493. 0713 550 493. My office around Thika Road, a place called Kenyatta Road. You find me there. Now schools are closed. If you want to invite me in your churches to talk to the youths, to talk to the adults, to talk to everyone or anyone, then I'm available. Let's have these conversations, and especially during the holidays, so that our kids can be safe, and even us as parents will not increase the doses of high blood pressure.
Asante sana mshauri nasaha. Tumefikia mwisho wa show yetu ya leo. Siku ya leo tulikuwa tunazungumzia kuhusu psychology of motivation, what really drives you, na tumeweza kuelewa kwamba it is your why. Kwa nini hasa unataka kufanya jambo fulani? Hiyo ndio hasa itaweza kukuchochea. Alafu na zaidi pia tuweze kuweka nidhamu pale. Tunapoweka nidhamu na tupishane namna hiyo, basi itakuwa ni rahisi sana kuweza kuwafikia mambo yale ambao tunaweza kuyafanya. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru sana. Napenda zaidi pia kushukuru mwelekezi wangu Kim Proper, mkurugenzi wangu Han, na pia mama yetu Pastor Naomi kwa kuweza kutupatia nafasi hii murwa ya kuweza kuleta show hizi bomba, show nzuri, show ambazo zinakupatia information ile ambao unahitaji ili kutoa kutoka ngazi moja hadi ngazi nyingi. Huyu ni Bazuu the wise man ambaye mnampenda sana, nasi pia tunawapenda zaidi, na tunaomba kwamba hadi tutakapokutana Friday nyingine ambao tutakuwa na show nyingine kama hii nzuri, muwe na wakati mzuri. Mungu awabariki sana.